All right, let's talk about Klarna. You know them, right? The company that lets you buy now, pay later on pretty much anything? Well, get this. They're making a massive, and I mean massive, bet on crypto. Yeah, you heard that right. It's a huge pivot, and we're going to break down exactly what this means, not just for them, but for how all of us might be paying for things pretty soon.
So, you've got to be asking, what's the deal? I mean, for years, Klarna was super skeptical of crypto. So why is the app you just used for a new pair of shoes suddenly betting its future on the blockchain? Well, the answer, it's probably not what you're thinking. And it all boils down to one very specific, very crucial piece of tech. And that piece of tech? It's the stablecoin. Now, I know when most people hear crypto, their mind immediately jumps to Bitcoin, right? But this is a totally different animal. For Klarna, this move isn't about speculating on some coin going to the moon. Nope. This is about building a brand new engine for finance. So, okay, what is a stablecoin? In the simplest terms, it's a type of crypto that's specifically designed not to be volatile. Its value is literally tied or pegged to a real-world asset, usually something like the US dollar. So, while Bitcoin's price is on a roller coaster every single day, a dollar-pegged stablecoin is built to always be worth, well, you guessed it, $1.
And this comparison here really nails the difference. On one side, you've got the Wild West of Bitcoin. It's all about investment, speculation, big risks, big rewards. But on the other side, you have stablecoins, and they're built for just one thing, being useful. Their stability, that's their superpower. Just think about it. You could send money anywhere in the world, and you'd know for a fact that its value won't have changed one bit by the time it gets there. That's the game changer Klarna is betting on.
And believe me, this isn't some small experiment. Klarna is jumping into a market that is valued at an absolutely staggering $27 trillion. Let that sink in. This isn't a side project for them. This is a full-on play for a massive slice of the future of money.
Okay, so how exactly are they planning to do this? Well, Klarna's strategy is actually a really clever two-part play. Let's dig into part one first. This is the part they're building for all of us.
You see this number, $120 billion? That's the heart of the problem they're trying to solve. According to Klarna's own research, that's how much money the world literally throws away every single year on cross-border transaction fees. It's just friction. It's waste built into the old banking system. And that's the problem Klarna is aiming to fix.
So what's their big solution? They're actually launching their very own stablecoin called Klarna USD. And the goal is super simple. Use this new technology to make those crazy fees basically disappear and to make everything way faster. They're building it on a new blockchain called Tempo, which was actually developed by Stripe for this exact purpose: fast, cheap payments. And with 114 million customers already on their platform, they've got the scale to make a serious splash when this thing goes live in 2026.
And, this quote from Klarna's CEO really sums up their change of heart. For the longest time, crypto just wasn't ready. It wasn't prime time. But he's saying the technology has finally matured. It's now fast enough, cheap enough, and secure enough to actually handle payments for millions and millions of people. For him, this isn't some experiment. This is the real deal. This is the beginning.
But here's the thing. Building a new coin for us to use, that's only half the story. Klarna's bet is actually two-sided, and the second part has nothing to do with their customers. It's all about how Klarna, the company, funds its own business.
Right, so the second part of their plan is all about raising money. Klarna is now using stablecoins not as something to sell to you and me, but as a tool to raise capital for their own operations. It's pretty genius, actually.
And for this part, they're not inventing a new coin. Instead, they're teaming up with the crypto giant Coinbase. And they're going to use one of the biggest, most established stablecoins out there, USDC. The whole idea is to use this existing trusted digital dollar to raise money for their business.
So how does that even work? Well, it's basically a three-step process. First, it lets them tap into this whole new pool of big money crypto investors. Second, they can use USDC to quickly raise the short-term cash they need to keep the lights on and the business running. And third, and this is the really clever part, it lets them diversify how they get their funding. They're no longer totally reliant on the old-school banks. And Klarna's CFO says it perfectly right here. This is a total game changer for them. It's not a publicity stunt. It's a core part of their financial strategy now. It's opening up doors to a whole new class of investors and giving them a kind of flexibility that honestly just wasn't possible a few years back.
All right, so we've got Klarna's two-part strategy. But you might be wondering, why now? Why is all of this happening at this exact moment? Well, to get that, we need to zoom out a bit and look at the bigger picture. And this is where things get really, really interesting.
See, Klarna isn't doing this alone, not by a long shot. They are actually just one part of a massive trend, a wave of major payment companies all jumping into the stablecoin pool at the same time.
I mean, just look at this list. We're talking PayPal, Stripe, Fiserv, Shift4. These are the heavy hitters, the titans of the payments world. And every single one of them has just launched a major stablecoin project. This isn't a fringe idea anymore. It's become table stakes. If you're a company that moves money around the globe, you almost have to be in this game now.
And the speed at which this is all happening is just wild. Take a look at this timeline. Back in July, the US passes something called the Genius Act, which finally created some clear rules for stablecoins. And that one move, it opened the floodgates. Just a few months later, in October, Stripe is already rolling out stablecoin payments. And now in December, Klarna makes its big announcement. The dam is definitely broken.
So, all of this leads us to one final huge question. When you have giants like Klarna, PayPal, and Stripe all pushing this tech forward, the question really isn't if it's going to become mainstream, it's how soon. So think about it. The next time you buy something online from another country, is that payment going to be settled instantly with practically zero fees using a stablecoin? Because from where I'm standing, that future is coming at us a lot faster than any of us thought.